Welcome to Python. So what I want to show you today is how to download and run a Python on your computer. It's a little different than how you do some other programs, so just follow along and then you should be able to set it up at home. So the first thing to do is we're just going to go download it. So if we go to Google, the program I like to use is Anaconda Python. So go to Anaconda Python, download Anaconda Python. We're going to do it for the Mac. I'll show you how to do it for the PC also. Click here. Now the key is you use 2.7. You do not use 3.6. So everyone uses 2.7. It works much better for data analysis. So you download it and you follow the instructions. I'm going to skip ahead now since I've already installed it, and once it's downloaded, you can see it puts this launcher here. If you click on this, it sometimes hangs. I don't like using the launcher. I find the much better way to do it is to run it through Terminal. And most of you probably not use Terminal and don't know where it exists on your Mac. So what you do here is you click on here, you type Terminal, up it comes, hit return, and you type Jupyter Notebook to get it going. You can type IPython Notebook, but they've switched to Jupyter, so you do Jupyter with a Y. Click and it should open it in Safari. So this is weird. You're running the program in a web browser. Don't question it. You just sort of go with it. And I like to run mine. You got to know where you're working. This is a key thing. We'll talk more about this next time. But you have to know where you're working. So I like to work. Mine is Documents. I have a folder Work Teaching, Python. Right, and I need to make a folder here. So I'm going to make a new folder. Trouble is it gives me Untitled. It doesn't let me rename it. So I'm going to go to Finder, right, Documents, Work, Teaching, Python, Untitled folder. We should redo it, and we should do class examples. Hit return. Let's see. Boom. It did it. So we can click on class examples. Then we do a new Python 2 notebook. And up it came. So now we're in good shape. We have it installed. We have our notebook going. We are ready. And so now for class, and I'm going to go now, for people on PC, I'm going to jump over and show you how to do PC also. I'll try to edit that in. Okay, now we're on a PC. How do we do it here? You go to the Start. You go to All Programs, Anaconda. Again, there's a launcher. Avoid the launcher. It doesn't work well. Go to the prompt. Now it puts you in a funny path here where you're working. My stuff is on I have an E drive, so you go to E, the drive, then I can go to my folder work/teaching. They're there. I do Jupyter Notebook again. It takes a second. Here it goes. Great, we're in Python. We're up in there. I can go to Python, class examples, new Python, and we are set. So now for class, I have a class website. If you just Google Mayu Python, it will come up. Big data with Python. You can see I have all of our information here around class 1, intro, and Central Park example. So it's showing you here. It's going to go through what you have to do. I'm not going to go through it now. Right? And then here's a link to the notebook I handed out. So I'm going to click on this to GitHub. Here's the notebook we're going to run. So here's how the notebook runs. Let me go back to Python. We're in here now. This is Python. You're running code. It says code. You can run, what do you do? So you could do print hello. If you have to hit Shift, Enter. So you hit Shift, press Enter, and it runs it. So you could do math. 6 times 2. Out 12. So you are set. Now, nice thing, you can also add comments. You're going to have to add comments. You click up here where it says code. You click Markdown. And then you can go, this is a comment. Shift Enter. It puts it there. Say you want to, I'm going to go through a whole day on how to make this nicer, but you can, if you want to make it big, it uses HTML. You do a hashtag, and you can put, our first, make this Markdown. Our first IPython notebook. And I didn't like that. Put a space in there. There we go. Now it looks nice and big. And so now when you go to run things, and I've already told you a bunch, but let's go back to the website. I'm going to show you the first couple things. This is you can copy these first couple or type them in. And this is, what this is doing is just telling you it's turning on different stuff in Python. So let's do this. So let's see if we can do it, right? I'm going to make this smaller. It's better to type it in so you remember it, right? So this way you can remember what you're doing. Let's see if we can do it. Let's do matplotlib inline. This is telling it to put our plots right in here. We're going to import, so make more sense as we go on. Pandas as PD. This is our database analysis. Import numpy as np. This lets us do math. Import matplotlib for doing plotting. Then import matplotlib.pylab as plt. Hit Shift Enter, and you can see it just ran. The star means it ran. Now what we want to do, the next thing we want to do is get our data, which I have on GitHub. And for mine, we can find it here. So we have this raw GitHub. For this one, you can just copy this URL, because this is where URL is from. So we can copy this URL, and I'll show you how to do this more later. So we're going to copy that URL, hit return. Then we're going to read that URL. It's a CSV file. So I'm going to call data1 and name it. It goes pd pandas.read. If you hit tab, it'll help you fill in CSV. We're going to do URL. I'm going to set an index column for date. So it's going to use the dates. We're going to parse the dates. We're going to call the dates dates. So we're going to go parse dates equals date. Make sure I have the thing right. Make sure I have this typed right. Hit Shift Enter, and it's now actually reading that data, and it's in. Now if I type data1, hit Shift Enter, there is our data. I just read in all the Central Park data off of GitHub that was on my repository. It's not going to show it all, but you can see it's from 1876 to 2014, which I have up there. That's 50,000 rows by 4 columns of data that I had. Now the easiest thing you can do now, right, if you look up here in the things, we can plot it. I'm going to do data1.plt. Oh, and that didn't, oh, there it goes. And we have the precipitation and the temperatures plotted. Now I'm going to end here because now you're going to better work through that. You can better work through that notebook, and you better work through that notebook and do everything. But there are a couple key things here. This notebook is still untitled. You can rename it, right? And you can call it Central Park. I try not to do, when I do programming, I try to avoid spaces. It makes things run smoother. So hit OK, and now you're saved, and you're going to be off to the races. Good luck.